I selected my apartment because, well, the neighborhood was really crappy, and it was cheap. Two-bedroom apartment. But the main thing was it looked out over the other garden across the street. And so, like, when you walked in, first thing you see in the main rooms is this view of a huge willow tree. So all the other apartments I looked at, had views of brick walls and other urban environments. And so I chose it right away because of the low rent and the view. And it was a really bad neighborhood then. So, and I was told, of course, that it was worse before I got there. But I, spent as I unpacked and started living there, I spent a lot of time just looking at the garden, and then eventually I ventured in and tried to become a member, but they were kind of unreceptive, and then a poster went up on the wall saying that all the gardens were being threatened by development, that this Giuliani wanted to sell them off to build housing and whatnot. It was a call for action to come to the community board meeting. I went, started going to other meetings, and then I met this woman, Carolyn Radcliffe, and she was running this garden. And at the time, this garden was in complete disrepair. I totally ignored it the entire time, even though I'd lived here for months. I just would walk by and not pay any attention because there's graffiti on the amphitheater. It was overgrown and run down. And, as a landscape architect, it kind of offended my aesthetic sensibility. But she was telling me that they were starting this restoration project, and they needed new blood. Would I be interested in joining? I'd get a plot. So I did. So it was all her, really. Otherwise, I probably would have continued to ignore it. I was not in a real good place, work-wise, or just in general. My lifestyle was kind of out of control. And like you, I missed gardening. I came from the West Coast, and I missed nature in general. So I guess it was the need to do something productive, to do something physical, and to try and get my life back on track. And also the sense of community is really missing in New York. You really have to seek it out, and a lot of people don't. And I didn't know anybody in my building at the time. I think it was 6 months before I was even on a first name basis with anybody, and that came about because they came and helped me work on restoring this place. They saw me doing physical work and asked if I needed help. To me, what it means, I'm obsessed. It's basically my life, I think about it all the time. I'm constantly involved in it. I spend a lot of time and money and energy on it. And since the trees fell in Sandy and Irene, it's actually opened up an opportunity for us to pursue some things that I've been working on with other members that weren't possible without the new sunlight, and the new space that we have available. So I'm able to actually pursue some of my sort of career philosophy goals. In particular, we're building a fruit and nut orchard and establishing a sort of permaculture demonstration garden. So anyway, I guess what it means to me is, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be in New York if it weren't for this place and these opportunities, in particular what's happening recently. But it does mean a lot of different things to different people, and I think that's what's so great about it. People can get what they want from it. The majority of people either use it casually. They're not members, or they have views of it. They're $1 million apartments that have gone up because they have these green views. And then other members, I think the biggest thing that is kind of crosses everybody's joint appreciation of it is the sense of community. You know, the ability to be able to be a part of something, to get to know your neighbors, have a place to go to, you know, socialize. Yeah, so, and then there's the historic aspect, which I think you're getting on, which it's interesting. I mean, that's why I started writing about it, was that most people don't know about it, and there really isn't a lot of literature or any form of arts that represent exactly what this place does, you know, for this community, and in particular the Latin community, because it's kind of disappearing, you know, and moving elsewhere. And even just looking at our membership, we don't have a lot of the original founders or the Latinos involved anymore. Mm-hmm. Charas is gone. And once Charas left, then the Latino community kind of will literally fence themselves off from this space. So, that's one of my goals with writing this, is to try and bring that back.